All right, every home buyer is different with different needs and wants, and that's why it's important to have an agent that understands you and is willing to do whatever it takes to get you in your dream home.
But two is always better than one, and that's why the Soares team is the perfect match. Please help us welcome Chelsea and Sean Soares, the Soares team at Iron Key Real Estate. We call you guys the dream team.
You really are.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us again.
Yes, and we're so excited because you've got a great property to show us. But before that, kind of talk about the real estate market. What's going on now that it's the new year?
Yeah, so we brought a couple of visuals, and I'll let Sean talk a little bit about the rate. You know, you always hear people say, the rate, the rate, the rate. Why is it so important to know about the rate? So I'll let him explain.
Yeah, and right now the rate is below 5. They had talked earlier in the year about it possibly going up 3 times this year, and then they kind of tempered that and they went back down below 5. So what we brought is a little thing to show you what is the difference between a percentage on a $300,000 house if you put 10% down. And basically, we looked at it a couple different ways, but if you look at a $300,000 house, you can buy with 1 and 272 at the higher price point with that higher rate.
Wow. Hold on, Sean, go back. Explain that to me real quick. So you're paying how much for the house? 308?
So right here, we're using the same dollar amount, so a $300,000 purchase, but we're showing the difference between a 4.5% rate and a 5.5% rate. So how that affects your purchasing power.
That's a lot.
People think, oh, 1%, it's not that big of a difference, but it really has a big impact on what you can actually afford.
Yes. And you know, everyone says over the holidays that's kind of a slow time, right, for real estate. Is this now a good time that things are picking back up in the new year?
You know, it's always a good time. There's never not a good time because people always have a need to buy and sell. It can be different, you know, obviously based on the individual, but there's never a bad time. If it's in the winter months, then as a seller, you are not going to have as much competition because there's not going to be as many homes on the market. And same thing if you're a buyer, you're not going to have as many buyers to compete with. So there's never a bad time. It's always a great time.
That's good.
So I'm going to go back to the interest rate part real quick because it's really interesting. Is it going to go up even more? Because just a couple of months ago it was a little lower, and I feel like it's kind of.
And that's what they had talked about. I think right now they're looking at what the market's going to do. If it's a strong market, it makes sense to keep the rate at what it is to keep the market strong. Because if they raise the rate too high, then all of a sudden the housing prices will go down and there'll be less buying going on out there. So right now, while it's still stable and strong, it's not inflating like it was, you know, 9 months ago. It's at a steady market. So as long as they keep that rate strong right there, then we're in a good place.
Yes. And you guys are so smart. And Chelsea, all that stuff is so foreign to me, which is why it's important to hire someone who studies this and knows what they're doing, and your team specifically.
Yes, and you know, we don't just do this on our own. We partner with local lenders, and we're constantly getting updates daily, if not weekly, speaking with people and getting, you know, information so that we can best help our clients. You know, I'm not a lender, so it's my job to refer to experts, but we try to stay as informed as possible and provide as much knowledge as we can to help people be informed.
I know it's a very competitive industry, right? So what sets you guys apart?
Well, first and foremost, you know, we like to talk about our ethics because in and outside of business, who we are as people, we're honest, hardworking, good people. And, you know, anyone who's ever worked with us, or if we've coached their kid or, you know, they were a student, they can attest to that. So we put that at the forefront of our business model.
And that goes really far when it comes to building relationships within the industry itself, because they know that if they do a deal with the Soares team, they're going to get hard work on the other side, and we're going to do what we can to make the deal work. Whether that means picking up as much slack as possible, it just doesn't matter. We've even dropped keys off to another client before that wasn't ours. They needed the keys, and we wanted them to get in their home as fast as possible. So it's relationship-based business, and we try to build our relationships because in the end, it's going to help our clients that are looking to buy a home with another agent. You know what? If you have 2 equal offers, what team do you want to work with, or what realtor do you want to work with? And we try to pride ourselves on being the ones that they'll choose.
Yes. Well, you're very real. You're very honest. I know you have beautiful kids, and you give back to the community in awesome ways. So we thank you for that. But let's get to this listing because I don't want to run out of time here, and this is a great home.
It really is. A great neighborhood, too.
It is. It is. So it's in a hot zip code, 93720. That's always a very popular zip code. It's City of Fresno, but Clovis Unified.
Oh, wow.
So it's right down the street from Clovis West in Maple Creek, and it's 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. 1,965 square feet. There was a new roof put on about 5 years ago.
Ooh. Wow.
They have remodeled the kitchen, so it's an open concept kitchen with new flooring.
It's a beautiful kitchen.
Yes,
Wow.
there you see right there. It's a custom home, so you have some really unique features like the wood ceiling and just the angles and different cutouts in the rooms. It is 3-bedroom, but there is a 4th flex room. So right now they're using it as a home office, but it can be a formal dining, it can be an extra den, a game room, a playroom, whatever you need it to be.
Okay, so how much is this listing for?
This is at $375.
Okay. Wow, below 400.
Below 400, yeah, and you're getting great square footage, you're getting a great location. There's a pool, absolutely. There's a nice little bar off to the side.
Fun.
Yeah, you're within walking distance to, you know, grocery shopping, restaurants, schools. I mean,
It really is a good neighborhood.
It is.
It really is. Okay, so if people want, I know they go fast, or are they not going as fast as before, these homes, Sean?
And, you know, to be honest, what we do is we market, obviously we're here on the TV show right now promoting this listing, so we market our properties to the best of our ability, and we maximize our views. And that means on Facebook, we're statewide MLS. I mean, we go above and beyond when it comes to that because we want our property seen by the most amount of people as possible. And this particular property, I mean, it will go fast. And it's at the price point in Clovis Unified that they don't stay long.
Yeah, definitely so. So if you are interested in this home or any other home, please give the Soares team a call at the number that has been flashing on your screen. And before we go, I have to tell you, I saw your sign, Iron Key, and the Soares team, and there was a gardener in the front, and he looked at me and he said, "Good people." Like that.
Oh, I love
this was a gardener.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I thought I would tell you guys
That's
that.
awesome.
I know them. I'm so excited that I meet some celebrities. So anyway, thank you both so very much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
All right.